as possible.
Let's speak to Sabrina Hock, energy expert at Uswitch. Afternoon, Sabrina.
Hi, Richard.
Were you braced for this? Did you know it was coming?
We were expecting it, yes, and certainly after the conflict broke out at the end of February, beginning of March, we saw that the actual original expectation reach almost £2,000. The official line today in terms of that price cap, it's officially £1,862, and that's based on the average user. So that's a huge 13% increase on the April price cap. Now, as you said, it seems a bit crazy to be thinking about winter right now, whilst most of the country is in the middle of a heat wave. But that's the critical thing for customers to think about right now is what will happen in the winter. We're expecting the price cap to remain high, if not increase, when there's a review of the price cap in October. And when we're using a lot more gas and electricity when in the colder months to stay warm, that's when it could really impact customers' bills, especially those who are on a variable tariff. So the advice today is to have a look where customers could actually help themselves, run a quick comparison and see if they can get themselves onto a fixed tariff to give themselves a bit more peace of mind over the winter months.
Sabrina, I'm going to ask you a really daft question now, and I ask this fully in the knowledge that probably 90% of people listening will know the answer to this, but we use terms like variable tariff and fixed tariff so often. We're expecting everybody to know what they mean. Just for anybody who doesn't, for anybody who's sat there thinking, I'm not up on the lingo here. What is the difference between a variable and a fixed?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. It's a fair question. So a fixed tariff means that the unit rate that you pay, or how much you pay per unit of gas and electricity, is fixed. It doesn't change. It's locked in for a certain period. So usually we see fixed tariffs for about the contracts are about 12 to 15 months. So for that duration, you're safe in the knowledge that your rate won't change. Now, with a variable tariff or a standard variable tariff, which 60% of the UK are on, so it's the majority of the UK, they're the ones that will be impacted by this increase in the price cap, because those rates do vary in line with the price cap. So those are the customers who are most in danger of overpaying on their bills essentially when they don't need to. And like I said, especially when we're using a lot more, or when we will be using a lot more over the winter, that's when it could have an impact on consumer bills. At the moment, what we're seeing is about 26 fixed tariffs that are cheaper than the current July price cap. So, right now, whilst it is still very sunny, it's a really good time for customers to run a comparison now, whilst the market softens slightly. So some really great offers out there at the moment to see if customers can protect themselves for the next year or so and not fall out of favour with the price cap when they will be impacted with the increases in the rates.
Can you sort of have a look, even if you don't want to change your supplier? Can you see what tariffs your supplier? Can you ask them if you're on the best possible tariff?
Yeah, that's certainly an option, but it's likely that the provider that you're with isn't going to offer you the cheapest tariff that's available or the best tariff that's out there for you. It will offer you, their cheapest tariff. So it's always a good idea to have a little shop around, and see what else is out there, because what we're seeing is the cheapest tariff at the moment is offering savings of around £250 against the July price cap. And so the advice is always have a look, especially if you know you're on a standard variable tariff, or if you know you're coming to the end of your current fixed tariff. If you're in this sort of 49-day window from the end of your contract, you can actually switch providers without incurring any of the exit fees. So that's the advice, is for customers to actually shop around, not necessarily stay with their existing provider, but look at actually moving over to a new provider and to a fixed tariff if they are able to.
And it's quite easy to do, is it, Sabrina? Because again, there'll be people who are switching left, right and centre and have been with all sorts of different providers over the years. There'll be other people listening to this who have paid the same company for 30, 40 years. Is it easy to do?
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we live in the day where loyalty doesn't pay anymore. So yes, it is actually very easy to do. So customers just need to do a bit of shopping around on a price comparison site like Uswitch, and then just enter a few details. It takes minutes to run a comparison and actually switch to a new provider. And then when there are savings of around £250 available, then it seems like a bit of a no-brainer for customers to actually look at saving some money, especially over the winter period.
Sabrina, thank you for your time. Sabrina Hock, energy expert there, 13 minutes away from 5 o'clock.